What is poppin' YouTube world? My name is Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice because that is my nickname. I appreciate you guys for watching this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now, as it does help these videos get out to the public and the channel to grow overall. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can, and turn on post notifications too, so you don't miss a single one of those videos that I post. It's only right, you guys. Man, oh man, bad news for Kansas City Chiefs fans. Their star quarterback, maybe arguably the best quarterback in football, even though Russell Wilson, I do think, has taken that title this year, okay? Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes is going to be out for at least 3 weeks. He had a dislocated kneecap in which he suffered on a QB sneak versus the Denver Broncos. However, there's no other significant damage, and it's also reported that Patrick Mahomes kind of dodged a bullet. So the fact that he's only going to be out about 3 weeks is key. The next upcoming games for the Chiefs are the Green Bay Packers, the Minnesota Vikings, and the Tennessee Titans. They do get 10 days to prepare for Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, okay, as noted, okay? Now, I don't think the Chiefs will miss the playoffs. Don't get me wrong. They will not miss the playoffs. I don't believe that. As far as Chiefs fans go, we know they dodged a bullet because Patrick Mahomes is not going to be out for an extended period of time. But I want to talk about Andy Reid and this whole injury, because there's a lot of talk about, should Andy Reid have ran Patrick Mahomes on the QB sneak? Should he have ran the plays? Should he have used his running backs? And I'm going to address that right now. Yes, Andy Reid should take a lot of responsibility for this injury. Obviously, we can't forecast injuries, but Andy Reid, in my opinion, did not need to run Patrick Mahomes on that QB sneak. You don't do it in week number 7 on a Thursday night game versus the Denver Broncos, especially when the game was not even in the fourth quarter, when that was not a play that decided the game, okay? If it's a game to get into the playoffs, if it's a game where it decides the game at the end of the fourth quarter, if it's the playoffs, if it's the Super Bowl, hey, I got no problem with you running Patrick Mahomes on a QB sneak. But we also need to take into account that Patrick Mahomes has suffered an ankle and knee injury in week number 1 versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. Ever since week number 1, Patrick Mahomes has been hobbling around with an ankle injury. His knee and ankle have not been the same. And in football, when you have those nagging injuries, you can say, oh, he doesn't need surgery or he doesn't need to miss time, he's fine. No, football practice is hard, guys. Football is a grind, okay? You're constantly getting hit as a quarterback. Even if you're not getting sacked, you still might have pressure in your face. You still might have people trying to hit you to knock your face off, okay? You still have to run around and scramble away from defenders, okay? So if Patrick Mahomes has a bum ankle, especially the way Patrick Mahomes plays, Patrick Mahomes is not the classic Tom Brady or Philip Rivers that just sits in the pocket and throws darts. Now, Patrick Mahomes is great at sitting in the pocket and throwing darts, but he's more Aaron Rodgers. He's more Russell Wilson. He loves to improvise and scramble outside the pocket and make a ton of plays off schedule. Andy Reid, knowing Patrick Mahomes is hobbled and hurt, knowing the kind of team he has, a team that I thought could win the Super Bowl, I'll get to that in a little bit if the Chiefs are still Super Bowl contenders or not. You don't run a QB sneak with Patrick Mahomes when he's injured in a week 7 game versus the Denver Broncos when the game was not even close, okay? At that time, the game was not in the fourth quarter, didn't need to be decided. So I thought Andy Reid dropped the ball in that situation. He deserves a lot of blame for this injury. But enough talking about that. Let's talk about what this means for the Chiefs as a football team as a whole, okay? The Green Bay Packers, Minnesota Vikings, and Tennessee Titans are the next 3 games on the schedule. I believe they have a bye week after that. So now Matt Moore steps into the frame. Now, I don't think Matt Moore is a terrible backup quarterback, but he's not Teddy Bridgewater. He's not a top-of-the-line backup quarterback. He's not anything special as a backup quarterback. And he's a backup quarterback for a reason. What you're getting from Matt Moore versus what you're getting from Patrick Mahomes is Patrick Mahomes is going to give you top 5 level quarterback play in the NFL. Now you're getting not even starting level play and middle of the pack not starting level play in Matt Moore. Now, Matt Moore looked good versus the Denver Broncos. They're going to have 10 days to prepare for the Green Bay Packers defense and Aaron Rodgers. So could Matt Moore potentially have a decent game versus the Packers? Maybe. Do the Chiefs have a lot of weapons in Tyreek Hill, in Travis Kelce, in Mecole Hardman? Yes. But I think the Chiefs, honestly, this is tough. Look, I think the guaranteed loss is the Packers. The Packers is a guaranteed loss in my opinion. I get you have 10 days to prepare for them, but the Packers are arguably the best team in the NFC to me this year. They're a top 5 team in all football. Aaron Rodgers is still Aaron Rodgers. The defense is legit with Preston Smith, Zadarius Smith. That secondary is going to be able to match up with Tyreek Hill, with Mecole Hardman. They got players like Alexander, Adrian Amos, Darnell Savage. I mean, their secondary is loaded with players. Their defensive line is very, very good. The Packers can rush the quarterback. They can get sacks. They can create turnovers. And I just think that even if Patrick Mahomes was playing, the Green Bay Packers are one of the few teams that matched up with a Patrick Mahomes-led Chiefs team more so better than other teams in the league. They have the blueprint to beat the Chiefs like the Texans use, like the Colts use, like the Patriots potentially could use. The Packers are one of the few teams that can slow down Patrick Mahomes on offense. Now they're going against Matt Moore. And may I remind you that the Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes lost at home to Jacoby Brissett and the Indianapolis Colts. They lost at home to the Houston Texans with Deshaun Watson. Okay, Deshaun Watson's a special player. Okay, I know that. I've said that for a long time. You're asking Matt Moore to beat Aaron Rodgers. Now, again, it's at home. It's in Kansas City. But I don't think Patrick Mahomes... I think Patrick Mahomes being out is really going to hurt that team in that game. I think the Packers arguably were a better team heading into that game, even with Patrick Mahomes on the Chiefs. If Jacoby Brissett and the Colts can beat Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, if the Texans can beat Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City, I believe Aaron Rodgers can beat Matt Moore in Kansas City, okay? I trust Aaron Rodgers, okay? I trust his Packers team, okay? So I think that Packers game is going to be a loss. Now, as far as the Minnesota Vikings game, that gets a little bit more interesting because I think I figured out the Minnesota Vikings this year. They're a good team. They're a pretty good team. They have a good roster. They're a very good roster. They're a top 10 team as far as their talent goes, okay, in the NFL, okay? And we've seen Kirk Cousins versus the elite quarterbacks and the elite defenses, and we've also seen Kirk Cousins versus the teams that have not had good defenses and not good quarterbacks. When Kirk Cousins has to face the Philadelphia Eagles secondary, and when he has to face Daniel Jones, when he has to face Matt Ryan in the Atlanta Falcons, Kirk Cousins looks very, very good. But when Kirk Cousins faced the Chicago Bears defense, which is a legit defense, a Super Bowl caliber defense, when he faced the Green Bay Packers defense and Aaron Rodgers, who's a Hall of Fame quarterback, one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time in Aaron Rodgers, and a Green Bay Packers team that is Super Bowl caliber and Super Bowl ready, Kirk Cousins has struggled. Okay, so the fact that the Chiefs get that game at home, I give them a puncher's chance in that game just off of general principle, just off of them being at home in that game. And if they had Patrick Mahomes in this game, I wouldn't pick Kirk Cousins to beat Patrick Mahomes at all. Because every time Kirk Cousins sees an elite quarterback on the other side of the field, that guy shrinks below pressure, okay? But if I ask Kirk Cousins to beat this Kansas City Chiefs defense, which is not very good, if I ask Kirk Cousins to go out and beat Matt Moore with Stephon Diggs, with Adam Thielen, with Dalvin Cook running the football the way he's doing, with that elite defense behind him, I have faith in Kirk Cousins. So if you had to ask me at the moment right now, I think the Vikings game is probably a loss. And the Tennessee Titans game is going to be a win because I just don't trust Marcus Mariota. I don't trust Ryan Tannehill. I think that Matt Moore is good enough to where he has Travis Kelce, he has Mecole Hardman, he has Tyreek Hill. He'll find a way to win that Titans game, okay? But the Titans are not a team to be looked over. So, at worst, the Chiefs could be 5-4. In between, the Chiefs could be 6-4 by the time Patrick Mahomes comes back, or they could be 7-3. I don't think the Kansas City Chiefs go undefeated in this 3-game stretch without Patrick Mahomes. But then lays the question, are the Chiefs still Super Bowl contenders this year? I don't think so. Because even if Patrick Mahomes comes back, how good is he going to be? Is he going to be able to move around? How's he going to take getting hit? Will he re-injure his ankle? Guys, he dislocated his kneecap. Do you know how serious of an injury that is, even though he's not going to miss a whole lot of time? It's a serious injury. That's an injury that's not to be played with. And the Chiefs offensive line has not been great this year. They've had Eric Fisher, their Pro Bowl left tackle, miss a lot of time. I don't know when he's going to come back. The offensive line can't block. The running game's been suspect with LaShawn McCoy and Damian Williams. And even when Patrick Mahomes has been in the lineup, versus the good teams, versus the teams that can run the football and play good defense on you, that can actually respond to Patrick Mahomes. When he's played the Colts, 56% completion percentage, 1 touchdown. Versus the Texans with Tyreek Hill, I might add, 54% completion percentage. Versus the Lions, 57% completion percentage, no touchdowns. So I don't even know how good Patrick Mahomes is going to be when he comes back. I don't know how well he's going to play when he's inserted back into the starting lineup coming off a serious injury. Now, I don't think the Chiefs will miss the playoffs. Don't get me wrong. They will not miss the playoffs. I don't believe that. But as far as the Chiefs winning a Super Bowl this year, I think this is a lost year. I really do. I think this is a lost year for a couple reasons. Number one, because of this Patrick Mahomes injury, I don't think they're going to have a top 2 seed in all of the AFC this year. I don't think they're going to have a top 2 seed in the AFC this year, okay? They're probably going to have to travel to Houston. They're going to have to travel to New England. They're probably going to have to travel to Baltimore potentially to win a first-round playoff game. And I'm not ready to say it because I do want to see the Raiders continue to play well. But the Oakland Raiders are a pretty solid team. Have you not seen Josh Jacobs this year? Have you not seen Derek Carr this year? Have you not seen that offense this year? Have you not seen that improved defense under John Gruden this year? The Raiders in their own division is very good this year. The Raiders are a dark horse playoff team this year. The Raiders, now that Patrick Mahomes is going to be hobbled for the season, now he's going to miss 3 games, they have potential to, gain some ground in this division. They have potential to take over this division. Now, again, it's good that the Chiefs got that win versus the Broncos because that win versus the Broncos was very key. And again, I think Matt Moore is a decent quarterback, okay? A decent backup quarterback at least. But I just don't think this team is very good overall. I think the Chiefs were a Super Bowl contender just because they have Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid and so many great offensive weapons alone. But now that Patrick Mahomes is banged up and not fully healthy, and now that he's not even going to be 100% when he comes back, because let's be real, guys, we can hear Patrick Mahomes say, "Oh, I'm going to be 100% when I come back." No, whatever Patrick Mahomes tells you is not going to be true. We know Patrick Mahomes is going to be banged up even when he comes back. This is a team that's offensive line is not very good. That's at least underperformed this year. That's had a lot of injuries this year. Sammy Watkins is always hurt. LaShawn McCoy and Damian Williams, they're nothing special at running back. LaShawn McCoy is a corpse. Damian Williams is a corpse. They're no longer productive running backs anymore. The running game is not hot for Kansas City. And Andy Reid's inability to adjust and his inability to, say we're going to involve the running game in our offense is really hindering this team. And this defense still stinks. This defense is awful, guys. This defense sucks, okay? They cannot get off the field. If you control the line of scrimmage versus the Kansas City Chiefs, if you run the football well versus the Kansas City Chiefs, you're probably going to beat them. The Houston Texans controlled the clock. What they do, they kept Patrick Mahomes in that offense off the field. They converted third down to third down, and they beat the Chiefs at home. What did Jacoby Brissett do? And the Indianapolis Colts, their offensive line, they bullied the Chiefs defensive line up front. They pounded that rock. They controlled the line of scrimmage and time of possession. They kept Patrick Mahomes off the field. They made enough defensive plays to win the game, and they beat the Chiefs. So I get a team in Kansas City whose offensive line is suspect, whose quarterback is banged up, who now has Matt Moore starting a couple games. Sammy Watkins always hurt. Damian Williams and, LaShawn McCoy have not been special running the football. A lot of people have to realize when the Chiefs were at their best last year was when Kareem Hunt was with the team. When they were at their apex last year was when Kareem Hunt was still being a top 5 running back in all football. That's what made the Chiefs unstoppable last year. They can be stopped now because LaShawn McCoy and Damian Williams are not elite running backs, okay? And the defense still sucks. They can't get teams off the field. They can't stop the run. They can't create turnovers. This defense is just not very good. And Patrick Mahomes has to be, look, it took Patrick Mahomes throwing 50 touchdown passes last year for this team to win 12 games. If Patrick Mahomes is not at an MVP level, if he's getting less bit of an MVP in games this year, the Chiefs lose. So I think the Chiefs are still a playoff team this year just because their roster is just too good to not make the playoffs. I don't quite trust the Raiders. I don't think the Chargers are that good. The Chargers just lost to the Steelers recently. The Chargers are just a disappointment. Phillip Rivers is washed up. The Denver Broncos, they couldn't even beat the Kansas City Chiefs with Matt Moore starting. Don't even get me started. Joe Flacco's terrible. So this division is winnable. But as far as the Chiefs winning a Super Bowl this year, the Patriots are better. The Texans are better. The Colts are better. The Raiders are just as good. The Ravens might be better if Patrick Mahomes cannot go fully. So Chiefs fans need to be excited because Patrick Mahomes is not hurt for a full season. As far as the Super Bowl goes this year, this is a flawed football team that can't get people off the field, that can't create turnovers, that can't run the football. And anytime you can't play defense, anytime you can't control the line of scrimmage and control the time of possession and can't get players off the field and can't run the football, and your quarterback is banged up and hurt and offensive line can't block consistently, you're not a Super Bowl contender. You're not a Super Bowl contender if those things are happening. Be sure to comment where you agree with me and disagree with me. Love to hear what you guys have to say in the comment section. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video today. Be sure to smash this like button right now if you enjoyed this video. Subscribe to my channel if you're new as well. I do post a ton of great sports videos weekly and almost every single day if I can. A fun fact about me is I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world. I want to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. Kind of like Colin Cowherd, Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp. You get the point. Okay, I want to do sports, television, and radio for a full living once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. So the best thing you guys can do to just help me continue to grow as a young broadcaster is to just share this channel with all your friends, because potentially if this channel really gets somewhere, I want to start my own network, okay? Or potentially if it doesn't, or if I fall a little bit short, I want to go into a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. So the best thing you guys can do to just flat out just help me grow as a broadcaster, help me learn, get other people hip to this channel, just share this channel with all your friends, share this channel on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. Also, be sure to follow me on all my social media platforms. And once again, guys, just share this channel with everyone you know. Get everyone hipped and watching these videos. Get my voice out there and heard. Share it on Facebook, share it on Twitter, share it on Instagram, all that good stuff. It's been your boy, Ghiman Mckinney, or you can just call me Juice. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in today. I really do. Have a God blessed day. Stay motivated, you guys, and I'm out.